Hey there everyone, and welcome back to Alex Invest. For those of you who don't know, I'm Alex. I'm a business owner with a degree in economics, and today the markets are continuing green. We saw a little bit of green yesterday, but then we actually came down from there into a big sell-off because of the protests that turned into riots going on in the Capitol yesterday. Most or all of them were Trump supporters, as the president put out some tweets on the matter. Now, this all has to do with the fact that Congress is currently certifying Joe Biden as the victor of the US presidential election. Now, obviously, the rioters did get inside the building. There was at least one bomb that they have found planted, as well as 4 people dead. Many politicians now, including Mike Pence, who was on Trump's side, has now switched sides. But all of this may actually put Biden into office faster because there are talks of impeachment or using the 25th Amendment. Now, I won't get into this anymore because we do have to move on to EXRO Technologies, which is following suit in the green today after that big sell-off because of those riots that happened yesterday, right? Because other than that, we were actually having a good day in the markets yesterday. You know, we were green, and then all of a sudden these riots or protests happened, and we can just see all the stocks that just came down, right? And after hours we were green again. But anyways, I did mention on my Instagram that it was a good time to buy EXRO Technologies yesterday. I actually did not have time to buy EXRO, but did end up picking up EXRO 2 days ago now. So that is all good. Now, you know that I do love this company, right? And recently we have sort of just been on this consolidation period. We haven't made too many moves on the upside or the downside, sort of hovering around that 4.2 level here, right? And sometimes, as we saw from yesterday, we do dip down, right? Now, this was interesting to see because usually we do have that support level at around that 3.9 mark. That being said, we came down to 3.85 and jumped right back up. Now, we haven't had much or any news on EXRO Technologies lately, actually, since the last time I talked about EXRO. And that news was their validation of their battery control system, right, for second life applications and also much, much more. But you can check that out in my other video. Now, although we haven't seen much news, again, like I said, we can look at the timeline really for what's next here, because they do really stick to that timeline, or at least have in the past. Now, looking at their timeline, their next steps here really are their proof of concept for the Zero motorcycles, as well as their proof of concept with Heinzman motors. Now, both of these use their 100V coil driver technology, which has been validated and engineer approved. So they are ready for this one to be manufactured here really and put into these vehicles. So that is likely the next news that we will see come out. Once we do see this come out and the proof of concept does work, then that will be a big catalyst in my mind for this stock, because they're sort of getting into now production, manufacturing, and working with some of these bigger partners that they have lined up, you know. And then after that, obviously we have C Electric too, which that's something I'm very bullish on for this stock as well, because they're really doing that fleet of electric vehicles here with them and sort of including their coil driver here to make those more efficient. So should be very interesting stuff there. Other than the timeline, we should see EXRO delivering their coil driver to POTENCIA here soon in Mexico. They're looking to convert the city taxis from combustion engines to electric vehicles. So that will really be their first proof of concept for electric vehicles here. So we'll see how that goes, but if it does go well, which it should, because everything's already proven technology here. And so when people start seeing that work in Potencia's vehicles, for example, then that's really going to give another push to the stock, because again, it just shows even more that this concept is proven and that it works and that it's going to be big disruptive technology in the future. And again, there's such a need for it here, for clean energy, for that efficiency aspect of it. You know, the more an electric motor and EVs become efficient, the more of a switch we're going to see moving to electric vehicles because of its efficiency, because of its better technology than what we have right now, like those combustion engines, right? And we're already seeing a big switch right now in sort of the clean tech industry, moving out of high carbon, bad for the environment solutions here and moving into sort of renewable clean energy, which is not only good for the environment, but also efficient for everyone to use. You know, we're just getting into 2021 here, and I think EXRO does have a lot planned for 2021. They're still doing heavy R&D, which I think is very important for this company. And they're also currently dealing with logistics for revenues, like I just mentioned, with those proof of concepts they're doing here soon, And, they do want to start having revenues here moving into Q3 2021. So that will be also another big catalyst for this one. And I think right now still is a very good time to buy in. Obviously, yesterday, that would have been your best time to buy in, with that really low stock price, which we hadn't seen in quite a little while here. But again, we're still in that consolidation phase here. Any sort of range here between that 4.3 to 3.9 level there is really where you want to get into this stock for the future of this company, right? And I think soon with some of these catalysts coming out in the news, we're going to see big moves in this company when they start generating revenues. But not only that, but also when people start talking about this company, I don't really know of anyone other than me talking about EXRO Technologies right now. And I think once people really start talking about it, once people hear about what they are doing, then the stock price is going to explode. Most analysts covering this stock do have it at around that $7 price target right now. I actually have it a little bit higher at about an $8 price target in the next 12 months. But let's think for a second, instead of in the next 12 months to the next 3 years here, right? So next 12 months is still really the beginning phases of this company. They're still not going to have those huge partnerships that they're working with here. They will, of course, have started to generate revenues, and some of those smaller partnerships will be in fruition. But it's really the next year after that down the road where we're going to start seeing these bigger partnerships come out here and start seeing sort of the real potential that EXRO Technologies has here with their coil driver, with their intelligent battery management system. Because that's also really when some of these bigger EV players start to pick up their 100V coil driver in their cars. And once they do that, like I've said, it's sort of like a domino effect, right? We're going to see other EVs have to pick up these technologies, or else they will fall behind and their cars won't be as efficient or as effective. And Haywood, one of the analyst companies looking at EXRO Technologies, does agree with me in this respect. They say with the momentum in the clean tech / green energy continuing to build as governments around the world are pushing for a green restart to the economy and setting net zero emission targets by 2035 to 2050, it is apparent that there is an investor focus on sustainable investments, and they give an $8 price target here, up from their $6 price target before. Now again, this is something I've mentioned in another video of mine, but again, we're heading to that sustainability, right, and to that total efficiency, not only in vehicles but in the environment and in sort of this entire industry, right? Haywood also talks about the large addressable market here, where they say by 2027 EVs should have total addressable market of about $800 billion. Specifically in the mobility inverter market, which EXRO is in, we should see about a 15% compound annual growth rate, representing about $7.7 billion US just over the next 5 years. And they say that even a small portion of the market share for this will lead to significant gains for EXRO, and I completely agree again here. With EXRO's technology, you can reduce additional motors as well as reduce or almost eliminate the gearbox. And of course, this comes with reduced size and weight, as well as increases overall performance and decreases costs here, right? There's such little downside, and I've mentioned this in one of my first videos, that really EXRO is just increasing efficiency, increasing overall performance, and at the same time decreasing costs while they're doing this. Of course, that being said, we could continue to see consolidation here, and if we do, you may get a better price to buy in at sort of that 3.9 support level, really. So you could wait for that. All right, so I did just want to go into the chart with you guys quickly here, and this is basically the 2-month chart. From this point, really, up until now, this has all just been a period of consolidation here, and we're just waiting for that next sort of big jump up here that we saw back here, right? And throughout, we've seen there are some great times to buy into this stock now while we can. And if we look at where we are at now even, right, I said to buy in here, and I did buy in here, and I think this is a good price to buy in at the 4.4 level. And right now we're at a very discounted price here, I think at the 4 level, or 4.2 right now. And this stock has really just been giving us more opportunities to buy into them before they do start exploding here, and I think it's just a matter of time, really. So you could wait, and see if we come back down to that 3.9 level here, right? But the thing is we don't know if a catalyst comes out on this, like the Potencia deal going well, and then there's proof of concept of that 100V coal driver, right? And this stock might just shoot up and never come back. With revenues happening soon too, I see a similar sort of catalyst. So again, now is the time you want to pick up this stock. Also to note as well, the MACD does have us coming into bullish momentum here, so I think we could see this price continue back up to around the 4.4 level that we usually see this stock around during consolidation. Throughout this whole period, we have stayed pretty steady on the volume as well, but again, once a catalyst comes out that really pushes this price, obviously we see volume skyrocket up and the stock price go along with it. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for the video today. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please like, subscribe, leave me a comment as always. And other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.